Okay, abusunya ba makwa ba sonko so edeba POG Media so abusunya yembonra yensem breaking news no eno ene ya project ato ye screen no enchen ede amam no Land Minister direct Minerals Commission to immediately revoke mining licenses of Akonta Mining Company Limited. Abusunya Akonta Mining yeka Akonta Mining eno ane chairman Wontumi ne galamsey a oye de say Ghana yensu ne ye forest ene no land minister ene John Dramani Mahama a instruct Minerals Commission say entem animia no revoke chairman Wontumi ne mining licenses a abusuya enye asem keto crisis ya chairman Wontumi na so aye share enye easy cry the rate galamsey ekoso Ghana asia say yensu no ano eden ano na ama take quick action on galamsey saga enye asem keto cry ye bra se moje pene a mode kwa akoti sa audio we na mom yenko na yenkonkoti ansa ne bekono owo ensem kan bi afahye your comment section like share my for so answer into me and can be aha POG Media so madam say.
Now this name of this company is not new when it comes to matters of illegal mining and then also its attendant effect, and I'll tell you why. But today the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Akuffo, has exposed what he describes as a well-organized crime syndicate operating under the name of Akonta Mining Company Limited. Now, Akuffo said although the company was legally granted a lease to mine off reserve, the company illegally invaded protected forest reserves in Samreboy enclave of the Western North region, selling access to the Aboy Forest Reserve for 300,000 cedis per concession. This is the minister earlier today at the press conference. Take a look.
Sorry. As you may recall, in our previous engulfment, I stated that under the leadership of His Excellency President John Mahama, we remain unwavering in our commitment to eradicate the scourge of illegal mining, an environmental sin against humanity and against God. We promise to carry the good people of Ghana along with these periodic updates. And today I'm here to provide key developments in this fight. One of the most egregious cases we have uncovered involves Akonta Mining Company Limited, a company legally registered and granted a government lease to mine responsibly off reserve outside the forest. The company, however, does not possess an entry permit into the forest reserve of the Samreboy enclave of the Western North region. Yet, investigations reveal that Akonta Mining has flagrantly abused this lease. In August, as you recall, in August 2022, the Forestry Commission, with the assistance of the Ghana Police, made some arrests of persons associated with Akonta Mining, encroaching on the forest reserves, specifically Compact 161. The docket was supposedly transferred to Accra for further action, and yet nothing was heard of it. This company has not only trespassed into protected reserves, but has become a criminal syndicate, selling access of the Aboy Forest Reserve to illegal miners for a staggering 300,000 Ghana cedi per concession. Worse, these illegal miners operate under Akonta's protection, devastating the river tunnel and surrounding forests with impunity. They have encroached compartments 49, compartment 121 of the Tanom Nimri Forest Reserve. We gathered a team of investigators to go undercover to make inquiries about the details of these operations. Our undercover team uncovered the well-oiled machinery of destruction.
And I mentioned to you that that's the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources. I mentioned to you earlier that this is not the first time that this particular company, Akonta Mining, has come up for mention about the reported association with some illegal mining activities. If you recall, sometime in August 2022, the Forestry Commission officials plus some security personnel arrested some persons, specifically in the Tano Nimeri forest, and their reported association with Akonta Mining at the time. That was in August 2022. You heard the minister make mention of that particular docket, which we understand they transferred the said docket on the Akonta Mining case to the Greater Accra region. From then till now, not much has been heard. Some CSOs petitioned the CID of the Ghana Police Service on this same Akonta Mining matter. It's been quite a while now. There hasn't been any update as we speak. One of the representatives of this CSO is going to be joining us in a bit to have a conversation on the latest development. But if you recall, the former president, Nana Addo Akufo, during the 28th National and 16th Biennial Congress of the National Union of Ghana Catholic Diocesan Priest Association in Koforidua, indicated that Akonta Mining, as of the time, was not involved in any illegality. This is what former President Akuffo said, which generated a lot of backlash as well. Take a look.
To the chairperson on the issue of illegal mining. I want to assure him and all of you that Akonta Mining is not engaged in any illegal mining anywhere in Ghana as we speak. Further, the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources has, through the agency of the Forestry Commission, with the assistance of the military, made the effort to cordon off all 294 sites of forest reserves in the country and rid them of illegal mining as we speak. We will continue to work to ensure that this situation remains permanent. This government is determined to win the fight against galamsey, no matter the cost in effort.
Former President Nana Addo Akufo there. Now, prior to this statement, which was made in January, what you just watched was a statement made in January 2023. Prior to that, in September 2022, the then Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Samuel Jenapo, had issued a statement specifically on Akonta Mining because he had then visited the forest reserve that Akonta Mining was reported to be engaged in mining there without license. This is Jenapo's statement in September 2022, specifically on Akonta Mining. Take a look at this. And we were doing this recall so you understand how all these matters have transpired over the period, and also specific instances relating to Akonta Mining and where we are now. This was 30th September 2022. Minister directs Forestry Commission to halt Akonta Mining Limited's operations in the Tano Nimeri Forest Reserve. The attention of the Minister of Lands and Natural Resources has been drawn to publications about certain operations by Akonta Mining in the Tano Nimeri Forest Reserve in the Menfi West municipality in the Western region. Records available to the ministry at the time in 2022 shows that while Akonta Mining has a mining license to undertake mining operations in some parts of Samreboy, and bear in mind, Samreboy again was mentioned by this minister today. Emmanuel Makofibua mentioned Samreboy. Outside the forest reserve, the company has no mineral right to undertake any mining operations in the Tano Nimeri forest. Our records show that Akonta Mining Limited on the 25th of August 2022 applied for a mining lease to undertake mining operations in the said forest reserve. By a ministerial directive, all reconnaissance, prospecting and/or exploratory activities in forest reserves in the country are suspended except in exceptional circumstances, although this directive does not affect mining in forest reserves. Akonta Mining Limited's application has not been determined. Accordingly, any alleged activity being undertaken by the company in the forest reserve is illegal. This was by Samuel Jinapo sometime in September 2022, specific to the activities of Akonta mining in the tunnel in the Mary Forest. He described it as an illegality if there was anything of the sort going on. And it continues. The Honorable Minister for Lands and Natural Resources has therefore directed the Forestry Commission to forthwith ensure that the company does not have access to the tunnel in the Mary Forest. So then, how is it that if this directive by Samuel Jinapo is anything to go by, in September 2022, the Forestry Commission was directed to ensure that the company does not carry out any operation in the said tunnel in Mary Forest. And you hear the minister today, Emmanuel Akuffo, are saying today that the company, according to their swoop and the operations, are reported to even be doing said operations that they were barred from as of Friday, Good Friday, when they did that operation. But the special prosecutor was also petitioned on this Akonta mining company and their operations. Take a look at this. This is the half-year report of the special prosecutor, specifically ending the 31st of December 2024. It captured under ongoing investigation. Illegal mining investigation is ongoing in respect of suspected corruption and corruption-related offenses regarding illegal mining, referred to as Galamsey. The investigation targets the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources, the Forestry Commission. It also targets the activities and expenditure of dissolved the Interministerial Committee on Legal Mining, that's Professor Kwabena Frimpong-Boateng's committee, especially in respect of the seizure and management of excavators, machinery, road vehicles, and gold nuggets. We still haven't gotten any answers to the said 500 excavators that are reported to have gotten missing. Well, the special prosecutor was petitioned on that. We don't have any details as yet. The investigation further targets the activities of Akonta Mining Limited and other companies, nationals of foreign countries allegedly involved in illegal mining. So this is also captured in the special prosecutor's half-year report. There's no conclusion on that investigation as yet. But here's what the minister says that Akonta Mining is alleged to have been involved in, per the minister's account today. Encroachment of compartments 49, 121, 161 of the protected forest reserves in Samre Boy, mining without license in Samre Boy Forest Reserve, criminal syndicate selling access to their Boy Forest to illegal miners for 300,000 cedis, weekly royalties of 250 grams of gold, Minerals Commission to revoke lease of Akonta Mining, that's one of the actions, immediate interdiction of Forest Commission officials involved, Attorney General briefed and taking over investigation for further action. Now, this is what's happening right now with respect to the Akonta Mining. Senor Hosik is one of the conveners for the One Ghana movement. They are also part of the Ghana Coalition Against Illegal Mining, who together with Martin Pebo and also Edem Senanu all petitioned the CID and the Speaker of Parliament on this Akonta Mining matter. He's joining us on Zoom right now. So I appreciate your time. Thank you so much for joining us here on Ghana Tonight.
Yeah, thank you so much, Alfred.
Now, I did the recall of events so that our viewers will follow every step of the way, the history regarding this company and what you have done. And hearing that the minister, the current minister, referenced the activities of this company in the same forest reserve that in 2022, the then Minister for Lands and Natural Resources had indicated that the Forestry Commission should not give them access. What does that tell you?
It tells you of a total system failure. I mean, I have been trying to refrain myself, but I think it's quite a disaster. And Nana Akuffo, wherever he should have very deep regrets about his governance of this country relative to this particular matter. I mean, how do you have all these facts before you and come and boldly say before priests that Akonta mining was not involved in illegal mining. Your own minister had come out and clearly stated that the activities were illegal. They did not really have a permit to do what they were doing. There were clear reports of they acting close to the rivers. Today we have seen the devastation that the activities, as per the report, clearly shows or suggests that Akonta mining has been doing. But I think Akonta mining is just one of many. So I would rather commend the Ministry of Lands and Mineral Resources and Akuffo and his team for one, carrying us along as a people, letting us know exactly what's going on, what the state of affairs is, and then also taking the steps to really cure this or try and bring the people to book. But you see, all this does not happen in space. How is it that we had the Minerals Commission in place? We had mine inspectors who are giving Akonta mining some kind of lease. And if I'm not mistaken, they have permits over other places. But their clear activity, is illegal in other places. And you don't find a reason to take proper regulatory action against them. I'm so sorry, but Mr. Yisi must definitely have a lot of questions to answer. And not just him. The DC of that area, the RegSec of that area, the Forestry Commission head of that area, and the entire crew who were there all this while have questions to answer. If we don't deal with the systemic failures, all right, we will not cure this problem because people profit from this. People actually just lead this country astray, plunge us into disaster, plunge us into pillage and destruction. And then all we just do is announce it and move on. We cannot continue announcing anything and moving on. We need to save this country. Today's video was really heartbreaking. I was surprised when the minister, got a bit emotional around it. As a matter of fact, I got a chance to preview it, and it was the same reaction I actually got from him. It's an unfortunate situation. How can we destroy our environment, destroy our own waters, and turn around and say we want to be political leaders in this country?
But
we want to be chairpersons of serious political parties.
But it gets more concerning that one thing the minister said is that
it's a shame, Nanado. It's a shame. The MPP should bow its head in shame. But more importantly, it should be a wake-up call for the MPP to reinvent itself for proper constructive impact and place in this country. You supervise this. And if it's Akonta mining and the reports we are getting is right, this is the chairman of one of your major regions. I beg you in the name of God, how do we explain this?
Well,
if we are all saying that this Galamsey thing is bad, I expect NDC people to start calling out their own people. I expect MPP to start calling out their own people. Then we know that these people who want to lead this country have a love or some sense of passion for our country.
Well,
I'm happy to see what we've seen today. I also want to hear same over other people who are also active in the current ruling government.
Well, on that particular approach, and I was just saying that this matter, as we understand, has been referred to the Attorney General for further investigation. But then again, the other worry that we got to know from the minister is that there was collusion between forestry officers, security personnel, and then also officials of the said company. I mean, how bad could that have gotten?
I told you, this is a whole system and structural failure. And I don't think that the Minerals Commission would also be absorbed because mine inspectors have a certain route back to the Minerals Commission. So for me, we must institute a public inquiry to understand the structural and institutional failures and identify the particular persons responsible, make their faces public, call them out and punish them. Because what is at stake, Alfred, is our lives. It's the future of our children and our children's children. What is at stake is the livelihood of people who live in that community, their ability to fend for themselves. What is at stake are the waters that you and I would have to depend on. Why? I mean, how stupid can we be? In all honesty, we cannot continue this way, and we must be honest and blunt about what is happening. I'm happy about the investigation. I can't just be looking. How did the people get there? The people did not fly into the place. The excavators did not fly into the place. The place is guarded by Forestry Commission officers. You have concessions granted by a Minerals Commission. And there are workers that you and I will use our taxpayers' money to pay to avoid these occurrences or to give us any warning so that we take action. Then we have this thing continue, and then a president who comes out and says that nothing is going on. No, go and drink that water. Let your children go and drink that water. Let your grandchildren go and drink that water. And when you think about it, you see whether you've led us right. So and if that is him, and today we are talking about him that way, the question is the government today, they want us to talk about them that way. They should continue. But I'm happy with this positive move. But anybody in their government who is party to this must take action, must be exposed.
But you see, the other bit is you keep talking about the political class and the political will to have all persons, either in this administration or previous, exposed. You petitioned the CID, I'm talking about yourself and a few others, sometime over a year ago. Have you heard anything? Because the systems and structures that you call upon to work, you have tested those systems and structures. What's the latest on that particular petition to the CID?
We've not been privileged with a response to date. All we were told was that you had been moved to the CID. We went to the CID and it's been stuck to date. Who is going to take action? How can a minister at the time say that something was going illegal and the government of the
Abusuya wene ensema ekoso ewo political highway so chairman Wontumi ne Akonta mine na just ya revoke ne working licenses na enye asam ketokra beda mase samoje pene kokoti sa audio we edemai aha POG Media so beda mase